podcast. I'm Anthony. This is co-host Will.
What's up, man? Dude, I like your shirt.
I like yours as well.
Wow. What, did we buy them at the same store or something?
Possibly. We're back. We're both back.
I bought them. Yeah, no. Thank you to Brett. Let's give a big shout out to Brett because he's been filling in for one of us. You know, we both had to, take mandatory vacations.
He's awesome.
Brett's the man. I mean, Brett's a really good friend, and he knows a lot of information. I mean, he's helpful with all different types of. Always call him up, questions, texts. He takes care of it. Yeah. So it is. What's today? The 17th.
Today
already?
is the 17th. Yes.
Dude, we're already like halfway through the summer. Where's the summer going?
I don't know.
It's like one day it was like May 15th, and we were like, all right, got communion's coming up. We got this, we got that, and now it's like almost August.
I'll tell you what, though, this is the busiest season that I think I've had my whole DJ career.
I can't put my finger on why that would be. I'm thinking about it. I'm racking my brain, and that's right, because you get all the gigs from me.
Exactly.
What was I thinking? As head DJ, that's kind of a perk of yours. So we got a really good show coming up. We're gonna do some interesting stuff today. First of all, we have a longtime friend, and I'm gonna call him a cohort. I'm going to be fancy because he's a doctor. Or he will be a doctor in like a year.
He's working on it.
DJ Andrew Ramirez. Yeah, I worked with him for years. Probably done 200 weddings with him. You know, it's been crazy over the years. And now actually he's in his last year before he becomes a full-fledged medical doctor.
Wow.
So it's going to be really interesting speaking with him about balancing having a career path and also still wanting to do gigs. Because not everybody wants to be a DJ for life, but they do enjoy, making the money, and they enjoy the music and the events and everything. So that's going to be, because I know a lot of people who have had that.
I'm not sure the exact percentage, but there's definitely a lot of people who are trying to balance both.
Well, in the last 3 years, I've had two people who are now back part-time, but they have left to go to NYPD. So good for them, bad for us.
Yeah.
But as they come back, it does help. But they're on a little bit more of a stricter schedule. That's why don't go nowhere. I'll be a little mad at you if you do.
You're number one.
But so we got that coming up. We're also going to do a little bit something different with our product review today, which I think is pretty cool. It's not even just a review. It's also going to be a comparison. So we're going to talk. We got talking about that, and more so, you had a busy weekend.
I did.
Well, what happened this weekend?
Thursday, went over to LIU, Long Island University.
Shout out to Post, our home base.
Yeah, we do a lot of events there. Thursday, we did a karaoke night, which went
your first karaoke night ever.
It was my first.
Never had him do a karaoke night before, and it was it's definitely a little bit of a different type of event. But you had them rocking and rolling.
Yeah, it was cool.
There was like 200 kids in that room. There were a lot of kids. About
that, maybe 150.
Were they being okay as far as like waiting their turn and everything, or were they kind of being pretty rowdy?
What was cool was so I have a text-free app. So I put the number up on the screen, and I said, make sure you text your requests and your name to this number.
This is why I don't even do that.
So I would just look on the app, see who was up next, find the song, and bring it up.
That's smart. Damn, you're gonna replace me pretty soon. I'm gonna fade away.
I'm overthrowing enjoyable entertainment.
I mean, do it, bro. I'm pretty much done at this point anyway. I'm 25 going on 40.
Yeah, no, that was really cool. I think with the text-free app, that worked out really well.
That's a great idea.
I don't know how many other people do that. But
is that like a WhatsApp thing or?
Well, you get your own phone number.
Okay.
So.
And they all text.
It's not your own.
Right. So you don't have to worry about all these kids having your phone number, which would be weird.
Right.
That's interesting.
So it went very good. And then Saturday, we had, Saturday morning, we had the famous food festival.
Yeah, that was pretty insane. So
we dropped off the lounge stuff the night before.
Right.
And then I went that morning to set it up. And I think it came out really nice.
It came out awesome, man. This was the first year we worked with the Famous Food Festival. I had a lot of friends in the industry that were also doing stuff. Brandon was there. He did a bunch of grass walls.
That's Brandon Havrilla.
He did a lot of stuff. I had my buddies over at Preferred Events did all the tents. I have my buddy Tom who does our cigar lounge. He was there. There's music.
He had the inflatable pub too.
Yep.
That was cool.
Simplay was there. They were doing virtual reality. New York Party Works was there. They had a zip line. There was a lot of stuff, and most importantly, there was food. I actually stopped down for like 2 hours hours just to check everything out.
It was the food festival, so I hope there's food.
Yeah, so there was plenty of food, and but think about 5,000 people went between the 2 days.
Wow.
So it was a lot. I had a couple guys that were there on staff working as cashiers, but then they were also making sure the lounge was being taken care of. It's white furniture, man. I mean, you know, things are going to happen.
Outside, too.
Outside. So luckily we had custom covers made not too long ago, so everything kind of pretty much stayed good. I mean, we checked it out today, and it was fine. Today was the first day we were able to open it.
It's all about keeping your investment safe, right?
That's exactly right. You're good. So yeah, so Anthony was nice enough to go there at 7 in the morning, open everything up, design the set and everything like that, since we didn't want to do it the night before, since not everything was all put together yet. But I talked to one of the owners today, Eric, and he said it was a phenomenal event. So I was super happy.
Yeah, everybody on the social networks looked like they really enjoyed it.
And then Saturday night you worked as well.
Yes, Saturday night I had a retirement party at Lombardi's on the Bay.
Okay. Patchogue, right?
Yes, okay. East Patchogue, I believe. Cool. Literally right on the bay, as the name.
Yeah, it's literally right there. It's like all the other, like Venetian, Captain Bill's, they're all like right there on the water. Yeah. They had fun though. You said it was a good time. It was a 5-hour event, which is, you know, but they did have a cocktail hour,
with
right?
Cocktail hour,
with
yes.
Cocktail hour. Some of these parties do the cocktail hour. I just always hope it's not a 5-hour mesh, because I mean, so that extra hour is tough.
The venue said they actually booked a wedding package. So it was like the cocktail and then 4-hour reception.
I guess sometimes, depending on the amount of people you have, the timing, the day and everything, it might work out better where you save money.
Exactly.
And a lot of times at retirement parties, you could have a lot of people coming.
Well, that's what it is with the package.
Because you're going to have people that are still like teaching or whatever they're doing, and then you're going to have people that retire that still want to come back. Right. So it's going to be a mixture of both. You know,
it was a lot of fun. It took them a while to get up and dancing, but as you guys saw in the clip, it went really good.
What'd you do Sunday?
Sunday, what did I do Sunday?
Oh, I think I know what you did Sunday. Buddy took off and went to Bordy Barn.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Come on, are you kidding me?
Went to my first Bordy Barn.
Yeah, that was interesting. What did you think of the DJ? Because that's
the music was phenomenal.
Why was it phenomenal?
My Own Worst Enemy, some Billy Joel songs, like just the sing-along songs.
So anyone that doesn't know,
from the 90s.
Bordy Barn is like a 40-year running giant tent out in the Hamptons, and they do $20 to get in, $2 beers, and it's a darty. So it's a daytime party, and it's pretty crazy. And all they do is play like sing-along music, and it's an awesome time. So you experience your first one, and they give out massive amounts of stickers.
It was a huge high school reunion with people I didn't know. It was great.
Yeah. So
well, I went with a couple friends. But
that's fine. But
yeah, it was awesome.
So we have something that's going to come up this starting in 2 days, and it's going to hurt my wallet a little bit. We got the annual iDJNow tent sale.
Yes.
It's going to be coming up. We'll talk about that more later on. But if you guys don't know about it, you need equipment, or you don't need equipment, but you think you might, or you just want to get a good deal, that's the place to go. You know, they have some sick stuff.
The catch about that, though, is you have to be in the New York area, because it's in-store only.
It's in-store only. But I believe they still have awesome sales online.
Sales.
Yeah, I believe they still do online sales and everything like that.
Yeah, the 60 to 90% off is just for in the tent.
Right.
But they do have, I believe, 20-something% off online. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, and then tonight you have I Love Kickboxing.
Yes.
We do a couple of I Love Kickboxing events. They do DJs once every month, and they have a different theme. And your theme tonight is?
Disney.
Disney theme. So all the Tiesto remixes tonight, every one of them. I gave you a couple good ones.
Yeah,
so
I'm looking forward to playing those.
What else are you looking forward to, man? Since we got, you know, it's July, it's mid-July, so we're coming up on not the end of wedding season, because we still got a couple months left. But what are we looking forward to for the fall and everything like that? Like what's cooking?
What's cooking? What's
new equipment we're looking at? Hint, hint. What's new things you want to get?
Me personally, I am looking into a new backup computer.
Yes. Yeah. So we've been talking about this last week, and I think this is really important when. You know, when you're not even just starting out, but when you're on a certain fixed budget, I would say, you know, let's say you have $2,000, and that's what you have to spend. Some things may look nicer than others. Some things may be more appealing to get, but what's the bottom line is, what's your priority?
Yes, that's actually a big discussion that we had, because I told you I wanted new the QSC speakers.
You wanted the QSC speakers. You wanted
wireless speaker for if I do a ceremony or whatever, or just to have for the beach.
And then you also wanted a new computer.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's three things, and I think our budget was a little under $2,000 if I remember correctly. Right. So, you know, I sat down with Anthony and I said, listen, we need to talk about a budget. We need to make sure that what we get make sense. We need to make sure that it's
Not
gonna.
only that, I mean, it was all about the priority. Like, what do you need?
Right, exactly. Like he was like, well, I really would like to have a wireless speaker. I said, I have wireless speakers.
I was like, okay,
if
then
you
I
need
want
to
the
borrow it,
QRCs.
you don't need to
He's
get
like,
that
you
today.
can borrow those too.
Yeah. The most important thing I believe at this point was the computer.
Yeah, because
I don't have any computers to give you.
Not to jinx myself, knock on wood.
Please don't jinx
this
yourself.
This is my main computer.
Right.
So, you know, I'm running all the DJ stuff on there, running the karaoke stuff.
And as you were saying, it was a little difficult on Thursday running, internet.
Serato, I don't have the video.
Okay.
So for the karaoke versions, we had to run it through Virtual DJ. So I had Virtual DJ running, Serato running on my controller, and then the internet for the requests and whatnot. It was a lot.
Listen, Virtual gets a lot of hate. Virtual DJ gets a lot of hate. But I'll tell you, it's got a kick-ass karaoke system. It works great. You can put your singer down.
You don't have to pay for the video.
You can transition the videos. It's a great system. And the fact that you added the text app takes it to a whole new level because that takes care of a lot of people not coming up to you.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know or you've never used it, on Virtual DJ, you could overlay the text over the video. So I just put LIU, the karaoke night, and then you could text your requests to, and then put my text-free number, and I think that was really...
That's smart. And the cool thing about that event, just to go back for that for a minute, is those weren't students. That's an honors program. Those are kids from all over the country. Really? They get flown there for the week to have the experience at the college. So you probably made a really good impact, man. That's,
I didn't know that.
Well, now you know.
That is very cool.
So you might, who knows who you might have, gotten to do that.
Maybe they'll choose that college because of me.
Maybe, probably not, but maybe they had a really good time. I gotta
pop in and get my commission check.
That will definitely not happen, but I can guarantee you that they had a good time, as I saw.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited because, like I said, I've been working with Andrew, who's coming on in the next segment. We've been working together since probably 2012 as DJs, and ready? 2010 since servers. Ooh, sounds interesting, doesn't it?
So you guys go way, way back.
We go back since he was head of a duck, man. I mean, he was.
You said that today.
He was.
What?
Pool Hall Junkies. Check out that movie. It's a very good movie. But
yeah, hi.
I definitely, I knew from the beginning that he was gonna do great things, and I knew he was gonna push further and further away from our industry. But I said that's okay. Just, I tied a rope around his foot. He was fine. He stayed a little bit longer than he should have. And who knows? Maybe once he's a doctor and he has a day off and 5 days off, he could, come back to work a little bit. And then we'll talk about our comparison of our speakers, which I'm really excited to do because it's a problem you and I have both run into at ceremonies and, places where there's not electric. So really,
definitely looking
really
forward
cool
to the
things.
comparison.
We got the DJ Expo next month, which
yes.
I'm like almost there.
I am 100% going.
And I'm like, now I'm at like 73. I'm not gonna say 75 because that's 3/4, but I'm at like 73. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna come. I just gotta take the Amex app and be like, cha-ching. So we're gonna see what that is.
Don't bring your card then.
But yeah, exactly. I'm excited. It's our 17th episode, dude. We're almost at double digits, which isn't true, but we're at 20 almost. So I'm excited. The Cuepoints Mobile DJ Podcast. Real quick, where can they find us online?
Cuepointspodcast.com.
And
everything is there.
And
we got the forum.
And
we got all of our social links on there.
And the Instagram.
We got Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, we do.
Cuepoints Podcast.
We come out every single Wednesday at noon. Cuepoints Mobile DJ Podcast. We'll be back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cuepoints, the mobile DJ podcast. We have our very special guest, Andrew, here.
Mr. Andrew Ramirez.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Mr. DJ and photographer.
And photographer, yeah, more
photographer.
recently.
So, give a little backstory, man. What's going on?
Well, I just finished my third year of medical school just a few weeks ago. Yeah. So I'm on my fourth and final year. I'm going to emergency medicine, hopefully, and yeah. Other than that, it's just I'm kind of just cruising. Went through the hardest year just this third year, and now I'm just kind of cruising and getting my life in order for my residency applications.
Crazy, man. It's been a long time. So as I said earlier, Andrew and I have known each other since about 2010. That's where we met. We worked at Chateau La Mer together for the first time. We were both waiters, and what was it?
It was 2010.
No, it was 2010. But when did you switch over to work at Unlimited?
So like 2011.
Yeah.
So like I've known you for almost a decade.
Yeah,
now.
almost a decade, which is pretty
wild.
crazy to think. But in 2011, he was actually hired by the House DJ company to be a DJ.
Yeah. So I worked with Unlimited Entertainment. I worked with Eddie for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was great.
And
he taught me everything.
It's actually ironic too, because remember how I told you, Anthony, that my first job was for a different company. It was for one I found on Craigslist. The reason it was not Unlimited Entertainment was because he took the spot, and they wouldn't let another DJ from the same catering hall leave as a waiter. So he kind of slid in there, and I kind of didn't. But I will admit, and this is probably the only time I'll do it, but it's on recording, so I guess you can use it whenever you want in life. But I definitely learned most of my skills of DJing from Andrew.
Really?
I did my first MC job back. Oh my God, what year was that?
That was a long time ago.
That was Colonial Springs. We did that. Yeah. That was probably like 2011.
Like Farmingdale? Was that in Farmingdale? Or?
It was in Farmingdale.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then you met me in like a Macy's to give me money like 2 months later.
Well, he knew how to DJ. The thing is, he didn't understand the concept of
you really gained me the rhythm
matching.
Right.
Because matching and syncing the beats is one thing.
Kind of go from one song to another.
Well, you have to understand the 1, 2, 3, 4, and he was mixing songs on 1 and 3s or 1 and 4s.
When I first started out, I wasn't. First of all, I was mixing on analog. I wasn't even mixing. I was using a computer. I didn't even have a real mixer.
Yeah,
I wasn't taught correctly. I was taught how to get a job done, but I made up with it because I could speak. So that's kind of how that worked out.
Yeah.
But so I ended up starting my company in 2014. And Andrew filled in sometimes, and I ended up working with Unlimited a lot more, and then it ended up becoming that Andrew and I were like the head DJ MC team. So in the one summer, we must have done 45 to 50 weddings.
We were like the ultimate team.
And you had your own...
And my own thing as going as well.
At the same time.
At the same time. So I had, it was a lot to juggle, but we got it done.
Yeah, but that's a learning experience, when you have to go through the parties, bang, 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 bang. I think that's when you learn the most.
It was a lot of bang, 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 bang.
I also had my own operation too, a lot smaller than Will's, but
yeah, he was doing his side gigs as well, and
smaller parties.
I actually got a call from that woman again the other day, the whatever the name is in wherever they live. Yeah, they called me the other day.
in Manhasset.
Manhasset, there you go. Yeah, they called me the other day, and they always ask about you. Is Andrew still becoming a doctor? Because he won't DJ anymore. Which leads me into my next portion that I want to ask you about. You've been telling me for years and years and years and years now, bro, stop giving me work. I need to focus on the career.
Yeah.
How has that been? Because I know a lot of people fall into I'm not going to say fall into it, but they're in kind of a crossroads where you love DJing, you love the music, you love the atmosphere, but it's not what you want to do full time.
Well, I knew I wanted to be a doctor, and you've always known
You've wanted to be a doctor since we knew.
So
even when he first, hey, Andrew Ramirez, future doctor. Swear to God, that's how. Swear to God. Kevin Hart style, But how has it been like trying to juggle that?
It was, at first it was a little rough. I mean, I even when we were DJing, I was in college, and it was a little difficult. But the great thing about DJing and photography and just all these gigs, they're on weekends. Right. It's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, boom, 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 you bang them out, and you collect your paycheck, and then the rest of the week you could just focus on school. So. I'm pretty fortunate that I had that gig going on, but once I got into medical school, it's like
different story,
man. My Friday, Saturday, Sunday is like I need to sit down at
studying
desk and sit for like 8 to 10 hours Friday, Saturday,
Sunday.
Which I'm sure
wasn't also, honestly, I'm sure it wasn't really. I mean, you're smart, so you saved money. But for most people that have to give up that financial accountability of every week having 2-3 gigs, making that money, and going from having it to not having it.
Right.
How did that affect you?
I mean, it sucked, man.
Yeah.
I was, you're making money, and all of a sudden you're not making so much money, and you're studying, and you don't reap the rewards from studying, right away.
Right. It's gonna be a long-term
Sometimes you just
investment.
have to step back and take a look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Eventually this is going to work out for me.
Absolutely. And I still want to DJ,
Right.
Right now I'm in the process of just selling all my gear, unfortunately, but most of my stuff's old and outdated anyways. But I still love DJing, and Pioneer just released their new Nexus CDJs and the new versions. So I'm maybe once I start getting that doctor salary.
I was gonna say, once the doctor salary comes in, it'll be a little easier to
maybe I could
afford that type
afford
of
a
stuff.
house or an apartment and have a nice little DJ setup and actually DJ the music.
For DJ.
Yeah.
Other than me, because you did work with other people, did you find were people getting frustrated with you because your availability became less and less and less, and they almost didn't want to call you anymore?
I always let my availability be known beforehand, but yeah, it was probably difficult to find other DJs. I mean, it's difficult to kind of just ask someone or try to find someone else, because it's such a, DJing, photography, and just general emceeing is such a difficult skill. It's you can't just go and find just anyone to do it for you. It's got to be someone who knows the business, who knows the music, who knows what
you also
they're doing.
get comfortable with someone. It's Andrew's got it, no problem at all. And now all of a sudden you're only available once every month and a half.
Yeah.
And it's do they still call you? Do they not? I think you were a little more fortunate than a lot of people are, because of the fact that you had someone who understood, you were very close with them. But I know a lot of people, they go to the NYPD, they go to medical school, they do all these certain things, and the companies might just drop them because they don't have time for something like that. And I think it really hits home with a smaller business that maybe is only having 4 to 8 people working. It's a little difficult. If you lose one member of a DJ and MC team, you're down a DJ.
Yeah.
So I find that. But you made it. You're really close. You're right there, man.
I can see it.
If you come on the show a year from now, you'll actually be a doctor.
Yeah, I just don't know where I'll be.
You'll Skype you in. Don't worry, we could Skype anywhere in the world. But you're not allowed to leave
your coat
anywhere.
and your stethoscope.
I mean, I got good listening skills.
Use that to DJ.
No, you can though. I listen to heartbeats all the time. I'm gotta listen to that subtle sound.
That's 125
People got extra
BPM,
heartbeats in there.
What's something that you miss because you don't really DJ anymore? I mean, the last time you probably DJed was probably how long?
I think I did one party with you sometime last year or the year prior to. I think that was the last time I DJed. We did a wedding,
in Seacliff.
Yeah, that's exactly where we did it.
I think it was. I think actually I put a picture up today, and it was actually from that wedding. Awesome wedding. You did a great job that day. But what do you miss the most about it? If you do miss anything, I should say.
Well, I miss getting paid all the time.
I mean, I can do that still, but you'd need to work.
Besides that, I miss just spinning in general.
Having fun.
But yeah, I love DJing, man. When I started DJing when I was 14, I was spinning on vinyl, and that was just the feel, and just playing music all the time because I love listening to just music in general. But I guess I just miss putting the headphones in and scratching and just
miss
playing
the setups.
Yeah, playing tracks just back to back and playing the tracks I want to play back to back. It's your own personal playlist and just uninterrupted. It's great. So I think I miss the music the most.
I think you also, something that helped is you had a really tight fit group of MCs that you worked with.
Yeah.
So a couple of us. So you were able to kind of mold together and see who you mesh with the best.
Chemistry with everybody.
Absolutely.
It's very difficult because there are a lot of people today that just send out a DJ and an MC that don't know each other. And I got Brett would go on about this for hours. Seriously.
I mean, the chemistry is huge between a DJ.
It is, because there's certain, you both know by now, there's certain hand motions I use. Yeah. There's certain things that I do that, and the funny thing is,
there's Cuepoints.
There are Cuepoints.
There are Cuepoints.
I've never met anyone more in my life that would bust my balls than this guy right here. I'd be like, all right, you have Father George's dance ready? He's like, what? They said they're not doing one. I'm like, don't do this right now to me. He would do this all the time.
Freak out.
I mean, I used to have fun. I could have fun with him because he's an MC, so he wants everything going right.
It's one of those jobs where as long as you take it seriously, you can have so much fun.
Right.
You can have a lot of fun.
I have
as
a
long
blast.
as you have the job, to get the job done.
Every party, I have a blast.
Well, you know what it is. You're confident. You know what you're doing. You have the equipment. You have the knowledge. If you don't have any one of those things, you could be very stressed. You know, weddings are stressful to begin with. I mean, you're talking about someone's very important day.
I'm starting to enjoy them a little more than.
Well, you've started to do them a lot more this year. I think that really helped you.
I mean, it took me a while to even get into weddings. I remember when I started DJing, like they'd
How
only
long
put
did
me
you
on
do a Sweet 16 for?
probably like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I was doing Sweet 16s, and then slowly, you know, they started incorporating me into the weddings, and then, you know, the weddings are always different. So once you start learning the weddings, you start feeling comfortable, and after that, I think, you know, pretty much you could do anything at that point. Once you do a wedding, you're like, okay, it's like.
What would you rather do if you could go back and you could pick out your own event? Would you pick a wedding, a Sweet 16, a block party, or like, you know, a communion or something? With all those kids games you love to do.
I think I'd have to go with the block party, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, because like there's no set schedule. You know, when you do a wedding, it's like, you know, there's the opening, there's the dances, the cakes.
I think that might be my least favorite, actually.
Well, you know,
That's a long day.
That is a long day.
It's a long day.
You gotta have the bug spray because you're getting bit. You got, you know, it always happens.
You have to play games with the kids.
There is always food.
There's
and
ups
it's like
and downs of block parties.
But there's always like Miss Johnson that's like 17 houses away that is complaining she can't hear nothing, but she's also like facing the wrong direction. And then you got the kid on the bike who runs into your tent and hits into a speaker, which it happens. Too. You know, so and there's always like the drunk uncle.
But you could play whatever you want, and that's what I like. You could play whatever you want.
You do have a lot
just
more
full
leeway
energy
with
the
that.
whole time. No one's like waiting for that song at a particular hour. It's just like you hit the song you want when you want.
A very laid back gig.
Yeah,
Definitely
for
is.
sure. Well, you have more liberties as to like the sound you're trying to go, and you know you create the energy and you create the environment. Where in a wedding, like that's kind of
I guess I
established.
got a call in for some block parties coming up, man. He's itching to go.
He's ecstatic.
We're gonna have a water slide with the mic and everything.
Dr. DJ, man.
Well, that leads me to my
Dr.
next
DJ.
question. Once you get your doctorate,
Right.
will you change your DJ name?
I don't know. You know.
DJ Medic's already taken. You can't take that.
I didn't even know there was a DJ. I'm sure there's a Dr. DJ out there somewhere.
I'm sure there is, but like.
But I don't know. I think most of it is just I'm gonna be DJing just
MC
like
saving lives
in my own room. You know, in my room, in my own environment where I could just play. You know.
I think you should DJ in your white lab coat.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome, and you should get a custom pair of headphones that are the stethoscope. Oh, that's so
That would be
awesome!
great.
If you're a doctor and you're watching the show, you should
plug
do
them
that.
in.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be actually really cool.
That is not a bad idea.
Let's patent that.
All right, you hear that, everyone? We're gonna
DJ
patent
headphones that look like a stethoscope. No one take that idea.
No one's definitely
do
gonna
not.
take it. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You've come a long way, and you've definitely got an interesting trip ahead of you. But I think I might get you to come back for a couple gigs once.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't mind. You know, it's fun.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you love it. You love the music.
Yeah, of
and
He does. He just doesn't love the timing when he goes, yo, I'm off for 2 weeks. You got any gigs? Dude, I've been booked already. If you would have told me 2 months ago, hey, I'm going to have 2 weeks off.
He's booked a year in advance. It's
Not booked a year in advance, but I like to be at least
my schedule is
4 to
like
6 weeks booked out, I would
changes.
hope. You know, I mean, weddings are one thing, but, you know, backyard parties and all that, they book, you know, a month, you know, maybe less, you know. But, so we got a speaker comparison coming up.
Nice.
You want to hang out for it?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
You got a decent set of ears. You got to listen to Hearts. Might as well listen to speakers.
I can hear murmurs pretty okay.
I don't think we're going to play any heart murmurs today. I hope not. But if we do, I'm sure you'll be the first one to hear them. So again, Ant, where are they going to find us every Wednesday?
Cuepointspodcast.com.
And?
At Cuepoints Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
And
YouTube, Anthony Garcia DJ.
Yeah, which is very exciting. All right, guys, so we'll be back with our product review of the week. Hashtag also a comparison. What do you think will be better? We'll find out when we get back. Cuepoints Podcast.
KRK Systems is one of the world's most respected manufacturers of studio reference monitors. In their state-of-the-art design facility, KRK engineers create products that deliver natural and balanced spectral response with low distortion and superior imaging. KRK Systems is proud to introduce the Rocket Generation 3. Regardless of your musical style, genre, or mixing needs, the KRK Rocket G3s deliver a professional audio experience of the highest quality and offer stellar performance and accuracy for recording, mixing, mastering, and playback. Each Rocket features a soft dome tweeter, which provides excellent clarity and extended response to 35 kilohertz. At KRK, we don't want to boost the high frequencies or use gimmicky tweeters to generate high end that is not in the mix and only created by the speaker. This can become harsh and fatiguing, particularly at high volumes. Listen to the Rocket at any volume and note the high frequencies are crisp and clean and don't overwhelm the rest of the audio range. The sound is well balanced. The second noticeable feature is the Rocket Waveguide, optimized for superior stereo imaging in the listening position. When positioned in the sweet spot, the Rocket delivers a rich, defined image. Each vocal and instrument sits where the recording engineer placed them. Another feature on all Rockets is their lightweight glass aramid composite woofer. Working with a perfectly matched cabinet and bass port system, it delivers clear mid-range and tight bass. Rockets do not compromise mid-range frequencies to over-accentuate bass. Where some monitors hype the bass, they sacrifice the mid-range, or others focus on mid-range clarity at the expense of bass response. The sonic response of Rocket Generation 3 gives both mid-range clarity and low-frequency extension. On all Rockets, KRK offers a front-firing bass port, which allows positioning in the room with reduced boundary coupling, while engineered surfaces reduce diffraction distortion. The proprietary Biamped Class AB amplifier with integrated brick wall limiters grants maximum headroom and low distortion. Even at max volume, the Rocket delivers natural and balanced spectral response. Multiple input connections ensure the Rocket G3 will easily integrate into any system configuration. In order to adjust or compensate for room anomalies and suit the monitor to your personal taste, Rocket offers both high-frequency and low-frequency adjustments. The KRK Rocket G3 Studio monitors are available in 3 models, featuring a 5-inch, 6-inch, or 8-inch woofer. Choose the Rocket that fits your needs based on the maximum output, headroom, and room size. For larger rooms or additional low-frequency extension, consider adding a KRK 10S subwoofer. The KRK 10S will add in the frequencies below the capability of a studio monitor. The Rocket G3 is a studio monitor in a class of its own. Prepare yourself for an audio experience like no other. Thank you for watching this video.
All right, welcome back to Cuepoints, ladies and gentlemen.
The Mobile DJ Podcast.
The Mobile DJ Podcast. We have a very special comparison coming up.
You're going to say special guest. I was like, don't. He's done. He can talk now, but he's not that special anymore. He's just going to be a doctor. It's
We
not
have a
that big of
comparison between the JBL Eon One Pro, which is a battery-powered linear array speaker. Did I say that right?
I think you said that
Yeah.
right. Good job.
And then over here we got the LD Systems Maui 5 Go.
So it is in white, but it also does come
It
in
is-
black. Let's talk
yes,
about that
yes.
first.
I don't know if the JBL one comes in white, but this one does come in white and black. They're both battery-powered, which is awesome.
Yeah, because the reason I wanted to bring that up about the battery operated is there's been multiple times this year where we've done wedding ceremonies on beaches, or we did it in a park, and there's no electric.
Yeah.
So you have 2 options, battery-powered speaker, or you get an inverter, which is a generator, but it's like triple the price. I mean, you're talking about, I want to review this on another episode, but, I typically, and I know a lot of people also use the Honda generators. They're awesome because they're inverters, but they're quite expensive. I mean, you're talking about a 2,000 watt speaker generator is going to cost you $1,000. So if you can get a battery-powered speaker and you don't need a generator all the time, that's a lot better, option. And I mean, they've come a long way with these battery-operated speakers that can actually pack a punch and also last on the charge.
Right. Plus, I mean, another main use for these is the ceremonies, the outdoor ceremonies,
Right,
where
exactly.
you don't have power. Using a generator, it would be too loud, obviously. Running an extension cord looks ugly. So what do? Bam, powered, a battery-powered speaker.
I did a wedding in Long Beach, just hundreds of feet of just
It's crazy.
wiring,
It's
just to the nearest power outlet, and then
it's silly.
hoping that no one trips over it, normal beachgoers and the wedding parties. So it's crazy.
Silly. So these two, we compared them a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we listened to both of them.
Well, first of all, I even want to talk about what's in them. How they kind of match up. I mean, they both do have Bluetooth, which is really cool. So you can hook up a phone where you can hook up an iPod or something like that.
As far as all the hookups, they're pretty similar. They both have the XLR inputs. The
Quarter
LD
inch as
Systems
well.
one, the Maui 5, has the balanced XLR, so it has a left and right.
I like that.
So when it comes out of your controller,
Get that stereo.
exactly. The JBL does not have that, but it has 4 XLR inputs. But it also has the quarter inch,
Right.
so you could use a microphone or an instrument, and there's 4 of them.
I feel like the JBL is probably a little more towards a small string quartet that wanted to be mic'd up, or something, you know, some
Right.
live musicians that wanted to plug in their guitars,
Right, or
something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
that
like
does that
like
as well.
a
But
musician at a bar who has a guitar, a microphone, maybe a
Wants a
microphone
little
for
more
their guitar.
sound.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah, so they both have actually an 8-inch woofer on them as well, and they're pretty similar in battery time. Although the Maui does say it goes continuous up to 30 hours. From the research that we have done, it seems really like it falls around 6, right? Which is what the JBL says it's rated for.
The 6 is continuous at 100%
100%.
output.
So if you put it at 50, it's probably going to last you 12 hours.
Right.
Which is double. I mean,
It cuts it in
double
half.
of what the
I'm pretty sure the same would go for the JBL.
it probably would be. You know, what I've always
all
found
depends
with
on
JBL and everything like that is
level
just
of output.
they seem to be a little more spot on with what they put out. So it seems like it's less, but it's probably a little more accurate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we did listen to both of them, and we played the same songs as well.
What
So we
was
could really?
What was your?
I was actually going to start with Andrew. What did you think? You heard both of them. What were your thoughts on the JBL and the Maui?
So they're both great speakers, I think. I mean, but they both have 2 different things going on. You know, the Maui had better dispersion as
Right.
far as
It's got
sound.
more of a radius to it as well.
Right.
Since it's a little more curved.
Wider, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, the mids and highs were very good. And then you get the JBL over here, and I think it has more bass. It's got more of that physical thump. You could feel like that bassy sound. But the thing is, it's a little more linear as far as the sound goes. So if you move kind of out of its direction, you know, you kind of lose those high tones. And you know, that matters sometimes in a party, because you know,
Absolutely,
when you're dancing, it's like you want all that sound like all together.
And they both also have 3 pieces. So right now we actually only have them hooked up with 2.
Yeah, I was just about to say, what I like about these is that you could take out the sections.
Right.
So on the JBL one, you have the top, which is the speaker,
Right.
and 2 middle ones, so you could make it go up to, I think, 6.5 feet.
That sounds about right. Yeah. So it has 2 sections below that, and then they all connect into each other. They have pins to connect in. And the
then
same thing goes
Same
for
thing
the Maui.
with the LD Maui, but what's cool about the Maui is that each section is a speaker.
Right.
Where on the JBL, just the top and the sub. The Maui has the sub and then 3 sections of speakers.
I do like that. I definitely feel like that's where you get that more of the
Yeah, those little
mid-range.
mid-range is so it's crisp.
Right. Overall, I thought the Eon was better in certain aspects. I thought that the clarification of the music and you know,
Yeah.
the clarity was much better.
The quality and the clarity were much better.
However, if you get out of that, you know, if you're moving over to your sides, you're definitely going to get a better radius out of the LD.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, price comparison, you're looking at about retail $13.99 for the JBL, and you're looking at about $8.99 for the Maui. So there's a $400 difference there. It's really going to go to what you're, you know, looking to do. I really do think that either one would suffice for a ceremony. I think that they would both
That's
be
what I was
fine.
about to ask you. If you were specifically getting these for a ceremony, which one would you pick?
Me personally?
Yes.
The Eon. I'll tell you why. So not only the clarity of it, which I find very important, I also think it's really important about the storage. So like we said, the top breaks down to 3 different parts. Almost like you get like those small little vacuums, all those pieces actually fit into the base, which is huge. Everything goes in there, the charging port's in there. They both also have actually USB, which is great. You can charge your phone, but they all fit into this case and you can pick it up. This guy's a little bit heavier. This guy's coming in about 37.5 pounds versus the Maui, that's 29. Only an 8-pound difference. It's not really a big deal.
That's just the sub. These, they separate, but they don't. They're not stored into the sub.
That's my issue with that. Is you know you got to put those things.
If you get a carry case, you have to get separate ones for all the pieces.
Whereas this guy, they have some cool accessories that come with this, like they have the carrying case. You can put it on wheels, stuff like that.
But it's all in one.
But it's all in one.
Yeah.
That's what makes the portability of it a
It
little
really
better.
comes down to, you know, if you do have the extra $400 to spend and you like the way it sounds, I think that this also does pack a bigger punch. If I was to go and, you know, maybe I don't need a ceremony. Maybe I need a backup speaker for a smaller party, or I'm doing a party in the city and I don't have room for a big speaker setup. I would trust this more than I would trust that.
And not only that, I mean, you
The
get
JBL over the
JBL, not
Maui.
because the Maui sounds poorly or anything. I just think it's a better punch, and you'll be able to fill a room a little bit better.
Yeah.
The radius might be better on the Maui, but I think it depends on, you know, budgeting. It depends on what you think you can afford. But if I had, you know, $1,500 and I could go one way or the other, I would definitely go with the Eon.
But you also, you know, you have to take into account, you're just not going to just have this one. You're going to have multiple of them, and just that storage, you know,
Right.
just handling so many of them is going to be easier than having to grab this and pack,
Right.
you know, the top half separately and then grabbing the bottom half. And then, you know, you take multiple trips when you're coming in and out of
And let's be
of a
honest,
party.
if it's yours and you're using it, you're not, for the most part, you're not going to forget anything. You're not going to do anything like that. But if you have employees working for you, and unfortunately when things aren't yours, you sometimes don't care about it as much. Not you, but just saying. I could
why
see
did
the
you look at
pieces. Oh, I got to look at you to talk to you. So I could see the pieces of the Maui going missing a lot easier.
Unless you had a case where everything's all in one.
Yeah.
Right.
But you have to get a separate
You
case.
have to get a separate case,
Where-
whereas everything's going to fit in here.
Right.
And if you forget it, you're just an idiot, because you literally have to take it off and put it down. The only thing I don't like about the Eon, because there are pros and cons to everything, you have to take the pieces out in order to charge it.
Yes.
Because they're actually like in the way of the charging port.
But those are things that get fixed on like the next generation,
Exactly.
and the newer versions.
You know, I think, they both do the job. They both, you know, kick ass as far as,
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about battery power. You're not talking about even, you know, AC or anything. They're both going to last at least 6 hours. You know, this one, you know, I don't know which one's going to, I think this one would definitely last longer.
The Maui?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to last longer. That one definitely did limit earlier than this one, because we did put the speakers up a little bit higher, and that one definitely started limiting it. Came off of it, so it wasn't the end of the world.
I think I know why. Because of the mid-range.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The mid-range on the Maui caused the lower end to sort of be like limiting, where on the JBL, you only have the high end and
Right.
the low end.
Yeah.
So
That
it
makes
sort of
sense.
evens out a little more, and the mid-range isn't struggling to keep up.
Makes sense, but I mean, both are available. iDJNow, iDJNow.com.
Yes, big thank you to iDJNow for lending us the speakers.
Yeah, they're so helpful with everything
yeah.
that we need, and you know, again, they're both in stores. I do suggest, as a mobile DJ, that you have as we talked about on earlier episodes, backup equipment, but also make your life easier. Get a battery-powered speaker, because you never know where you're going to be. How many times have I gone to a catering hall and outlets don't work? I'm not saying you would have to run your whole event off that, but if your event starts and you're late and you have to just get something going, you can at least do it.
I mean, just that blackout in Manhattan, like
Right.
just happened a few days ago. I mean, if you had these speakers, it's like
You'd be
not
fine.
a problem.
You'd be the greatest guy ever. I mean, you wouldn't be able to use your mixer, but at
Yeah,
least you
but
could plug
the
in.
Bluetooth.
Right, you could plug something in, you could get something
Yeah.
going. So, I
You
mean,
get some
either
sort of
way,
music going.
I would definitely check out a battery-powered speaker. But I mean, I think, like, again, I'll just reiterate, either one of these would, I think, suffice.
I think between these two, you have a great product here.
All right, final
it's
choice.
revolutionary.
Yeah.
If you had to choose one.
Final choice, I would probably go with the Eon One Pro.
Really? Okay, because you were leading Maui earlier, I thought. Okay, and what about you, Andrew?
Yes.
I think I would go JBL
Wow.
just for personal and professional use.
What a doctorly answer
Mostly
that
for,
was.
for personal use, it's just perfect. You know, take it to the beach, take it to, like you said, like cookouts. It's great.
It's definitely, and they're both pretty awesome. So I would definitely pick up a battery-powered speaker, add to your repertoire of all the equipment that you need to store.
Absolutely, and you could even use these as your mains.
I know
for
a lot of people that
small
use
event.
yeah, exactly.
So-
If you're doing a small event, these are going to be awesome. So we got one segment left here of episode 17. You know, you're the man, brother. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Pleasure.
All right, guys, we'll be back. One more segment right after this. We are Cuepoints, the mobile DJ podcast.
right, folks, welcome back to Cuepoints,
The mobile DJ podcast. I like that.
Jinx,
Right
you
there.
owe me a Coke. Because I like Coke better.
Fine, you'll get it at the next event when they're free. So, well, first of all, big shout out to Andrew for coming on. I appreciate
big
that.
thank you to
He
Andrew.
is a
That was
busy
great.
person, so I wanted to get someone that is I've known for a long time, and we could talk about, because I think a career change is a big thing that a lot of DJs go through, especially in their early 20s.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was sort of weighing the options with.
But you're here now, and you're not going nowhere.
I'm trying to dive into full-time DJ.
Hey, man, we're locking you in.
I think it's working out.
I think it's working out real good. So,
also,
yes.
Sorry to cut you off. Big thank you to iDJNow for lending us the speakers.
Yes, man, they're awesome. They really hook us up so we can do these product reviews and really try to help people decide on things, because not everyone gets to demo things. They just go in there like, I mean, if you go in there, you can do a live demo, but if you're buying online, you could go off
You
things
kind of
that you
need
see,
reviews.
but you need reviews. And
I think we did a good job of sort of explaining our thoughts.
I'm glad you think we did a good job. That goes a long way.
I mean,
for
I
me.
hope so.
I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So
one way or another.
So we mentioned earlier, this week is pretty big because they are having the annual iDJNow tent sale, which is such a good thing.
It's sort of
like such a bad thing.
It's sort of like a flea market.
Yeah, it's a
for DJ equipment.
Yeah, I mean,
where everything is like
it's nuts.
Crazy discounts. They have all sorts of everything from speakers, lights, mixers,
everything's
flight
fairly
cases, everything you could imagine.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna pick up now, man. I'm annoyed because it's like I didn't budget for it, which is poor. We're moving into a new warehouse. We moved into a new warehouse today, so we're getting that all done. And I mean, it's just been a lot of paying out lately. Bought a new water slide this week, so whatever.
What's another big purchase?
What's another credit card payment? What's a little more APR for the week? It is what it is. But I'll tell you right now, in my experience, I have gotten some of the best things at these tent sales, but the reason why is I've always bought things that other people weren't looking for. I found with my video racks that I build for us to control the TVs, I found cases that I was able to convert that normally were $150 that I've gotten for $20. I've gotten other things like the rock and roller cart, which if you don't have a rock and roller cart, what are you doing with your life? Because they are the biggest lifesaver ever. They have the big ones with the big wheels. They have the smaller ones.
Yeah, I have a smaller one that I got online.
We just used one today.
I kind of wish I got it at a store so I could have seen, because I didn't know the size difference.
Right.
So I went for the smaller one, but definitely wish I got the bigger one for sure.
Yeah, I have two of them, and I have one big one and one smaller one, and they are just the biggest lifesaver. I mean, over the years, I've really tried to put everything on wheels at this point. But I mean, you still have your, I got my good old-fashioned Husky bags, hold all the wires and everything like that. You're gonna have all these bags, and bam, put them on there. But I mean, I've made your life pretty easy as far as wheels, though. I think I would
so.
say.
You're getting there.
So now, have you been to the tent sale multiple years, or?
I've known about it for multiple years, but I actually only went once.
Okay.
I wasn't looking for anything specific. I just went to see what they had, what was really cheap that I could pick up, and I actually got a pair of studio monitors.
Okay.
M Audio BX5s.
Very nice.
Which I use to this day. They are my main
There you go.
computer speakers. I used to produce music a little bit. I use them.
I thought it was so funny when I went last year. I went actually 4 days in a row. I didn't mean to go 4 days in a row, but like I think Sunday I had to drop my girlfriend at the Hyundai place down the block, so I was like, I got 20 minutes.
Might as well stop
by. I still spent like $40, but I remember right off the bat, boom, walk in, QSC Ks, super sale, boom, gone, bought them, done, see you later. But it was just, they have really sick deals, and again, I know we push them all the time, but they do really hook us up with deals. The guys there, Juan, Oscar, Mark,
even
Chewy, all of them.
With the discounts like the tent sale, they hook everybody up.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't get much more hooked up than the tent sale. So if you're in the New York area, I would definitely say to go to either the Queen store or the one in Babylon and check it out. You might not see something. You might see something that you wouldn't even think that you could use.
Right.
Because there's always there's
walk
lights,
around,
there's
you see what
trussing.
they have.
They have. You know what they do have sick deals on? Actually, they have sick deals on wires. Last year, I walked in and I saw three adapter extension cord. And it was like 12 gauge, so it's pretty heavy duty. 50 footers for like $15. which even on like Amazon or something like that, I'll probably be like 35, 40 bucks. I bought like 10 of them. Just because I was like, that's something I could use no matter what. They were black, because you want, obviously, we want black wires. We need to have black wires. Yes. We want to hide everything as much as possible. So
white wires for white speakers.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And we tape them in the back, so we want to make it real nice with gaffers. They might have good deals with gaffers tape, which is also huge.
You can always use gaffers tape.
Things like that are commodity. They're you got to get them when you can. And all those type of different jacks, the RCA, the 1/4 inch, they will be there. And it might not be that you needed it today, but you might need it in a month.
Or you might need a backup.
You might need a backup.
You need backup everything.
You need backups for your backups
too. The cables, your computer, for example. If
you're going out with a wire bag and you got two IECs, you got 2 extension cords, and you got two XLRs, you are out of your damn mind, boy or girl. You are out of your mind.
That's risky.
Because that is risky as hell, and I bet your ass ain't an electrician and you cutting wires at the party. Bring extra wires. I know you got that little.
I have a whole crate.
I know you got that little petite bag, but we got to get you into bags.
Yeah, I do like the crates.
You pull out these crates, and I think there's gonna be like vinyl in there.
Or milk cartons.
I don't think there's gonna be milk in there because it would be pretty bad.
He brought the milk to the gig.
So we have that event this weekend. Again, that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What dates is it? They got the 19th, 20th, and 21st, 60 to 90% off.
It doesn't get much better than that.
They've got demo models, open boxes, new items. You should really go if you can. And then we also have something that you're going to, and you're trying to convince me to go to, and I'm on the edge, which is the DJ Expo.
The Atlantic City DJ Expo.
What dates is it?
Which this year is at Harrah's.
Atlantic City.
It is August 12th through 15th. They have all sorts of the seminars. They have the showroom floor where you can see all the new equipment, get hands-on experience with it. I've seen Harrah's. I've never been in there, but it's a beautiful place. Last year's expo was there. Everybody said they had a great time, and it was a little better than the years in the past. So definitely,
I'm hoping that they
definitely looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm thinking that it's obviously going to be a fantastic networking event.
Oh, 100%.
Not even just for Cuepoints, but just for us in general. I mean, you're meeting manufacturers. You're meeting good people. You're meeting people that love music
too.
I'm sure a couple of people that we've interviewed on the show will be there.
Yeah, when I went
maybe DJ Bar, DJ Bun.
Yeah, I went 2 years ago with my girlfriend, and we had a great time.
She had a good time. Was she actually interested in it, or she just kind of?
It was so cool to be able to go with her and say, "Oh, this is what I have, and this is what I use." And
well, that's also a nice thing that she actually took interest in it.
Yeah,
as well.
She sort of got a little more into the actual aspect of DJing just from being there.
That's good. And there's also seminars and everything.
Yeah,
you can take, right?
We sat in on a couple of the seminars, and she's nudging me like, "Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that?"
See, that's awesome. Like, I mean, when if you have a girlfriend and it's serious, or a wife, whatever you have, and you're gonna do this full time. I mean, there needs to be a dual investment there. You know what I mean? They should have a part in it.
It's nice
for
to share your
Molly,
business,
my girlfriend, she just sees me buying crap. She's like, "What the hell?
Why do you keep buying stuff?"
I don't let her see the credit card statements because they're disgusting. She's like, "That's my entire student loan right there." But not Andrew's. He's got a long time to pay that off, so he better start coming back to do some gigs.
It does take a long time.
But listen, man, I mean, it's true when you say, it takes money to make money. I think it's taking a little too much money, but that's just my opinion.
It depends.
But listen, every day we're buying something.
You're also invested in a ton of different things, not just the DJ.
I got a portfolio that's a little too big. That's the problem, man.
You're not just
I'm eagle spreading way too thin here.
Right. You're not just the DJ and MC.
Oh no, we are not.
Event production. You do inflatables.
I'm gonna fall asleep with all the damn titles you're gonna give me.
I mean,
these are like some Game of Thrones type of titles
these are all things in the entertainment industry which are awesome.
Brunner the Builder.
Exactly.
I like that. Builder. All right, I'll tell you this. I said 73% earlier that I was going to come. I'm up to like 82. I'm warming up at 82.
I'm not done.
He's not, but
there are parties afterwards hosted by the expo.
Wait, there's parties afterwards? Like, you mean an after party?
Pretty much,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And you have big-time DJs spinning. You get to hang out with all your DJ friends.
You're going to say big-time Rush is coming. I was like, oh, boy.
I mean, I don't know about that. But
well, listen, man, it does sound like a very good time. I'm sure.
Did that raise the percentage a little bit?
It didn't. But for you, it did. Why not? I definitely think it would be a lot of fun to go, and the times do seem to look like they're going to link up where I can go. Thankfully, they decided to make it during the week, which is good, because it would be kind of silly if they did a DJ Expo on the weekend. It'd be kind of hard to take off. I'm sure there's people taking off and staying all week, though. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of DJs. They should have like a little segment.
Atlantic City is going to be taken over by DJs.
There should be like a little place where you could duel. Not like Yu-Gi-Oh, but more like DJing.
Well, they do the demonstrations like that.
Yeah, you can just go up.
I don't know if you'd. Well, I mean, they have all the mixers and the controllers
I'm gonna call them and be like, "You should do a duel."
But
and someone wins a T-shirt.
They have the DJs up there who are demonstrating the controllers and the mixers, and they'll go back and forth.
All right.
It's entertaining.
Maybe we'll go back and forth. Who knows? Well, all we do is go back and forth here at the Mobile DJ Podcast.
That's right.
Cuepoints, baby. Where are they gonna find us online?
Cuepointspodcast.com and at Cuepoints Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
Check out all those beautiful vlogs he makes. They're beautiful. Where they gonna find us on YouTube?
Anthony Garcia DJ Vlogs. Check them out.
That is right. Another
all the
week
gigs.
gone. Boom. We are out of here.
Boom, out
Check
the
out
park.
the tent sale this Saturday. Sign up for Harrah's. We're coming up next month at the DJ Expo Cuepoints Podcast. We will see you again next week.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Woo!